What's up, guys? It's Welcome Gaming here, and today I guess, I just wanted to do something different. So, I just graduated from my first school ever. Yay! And then the last term they gave us some school camp, and I just went searching for a picture of my dormitory. This isn't my dormitory on the campsite, but this is like exactly what it looked like. Yeah. So they had dormitories, like 31 dormitories there, and they fit 4 or 3 students in a dormitory. If you had a dormitory of 3, you would have to share one small dormitory with no bathroom. And if you had 4, you had to share a dormitory with 4 different people, and at least you had a bathroom with a shower and a toilet in it and a sink. Me and my dorm mates were very unlucky, and we ended up being a dorm of 3. Yeah, that was not fun. Being a dorm of 3, so yeah, usually, some of the dorms of 3s actually did have, I think there's like 3 of them, and out of 3 out of the 4 had bathrooms, and my dorm was the unlucky one that didn't have a bathroom. Shake my head. It's me. So yeah, actually no, there was usually 2 3-person dormitories per dorm house. Per house, there's 5 houses, and 2 of the 6 dorms there would be, especially in the middle ones, they would always be the middle one, wouldn't have a bathroom. And so we had to share a bunch of times, and oh man, it was really, really bad. I actually kind of wanted to talk about this camp experience for a while, because it was a week away from school, my family and all that, and just sharing a dormitory with my friends, so I kind of wanted to talk about it. I know this is a gaming channel, but personally I like talking about my life sometimes, which is nearly all the time nowadays. I don't know, I feel like I gain a couple stories here and there that I want to talk to you guys about, and I think it's pretty funny. Anyways, so we arrived there the first day, and we are like right out here, like under this tree right here. We are sitting, like all my classmates, all 63 or 2 of us, I can't remember if there was 63 or 62 of us. As we're sitting there, a couple teachers, facility members, and staff, and all that. And they were telling us this. Oh yeah, it was extremely hot out that day, so we had to sit in the shade right there. And we were told on arrival that there would be another school before us that hadn't left yet. And when there is another school before you that haven't left, there's going to be some problems. And then once they say, don't worry, it won't take too long. It's not like it's 34 or 35 degrees outside. Celsius, by the way, not Fahrenheit for you Americans. And it was just straight up like, wait, you're joking us. It's 34, 35 degrees Celsius, and we can't enter our dorms yet. Like, we had all of our luggage that we had to carry with us. Like, we had the, you see here, this was like the cafeteria as well, where we had a bunch of, the first night was amazing food, and the last couple, and the rest of the nights were okay. We had to put our bags up between there. It was on a hill, it's a hill, by the way, down there, to go down to it. Might add that as well. And we were just we had brought a bunch of stuff. Like, I had to bring bathers, actually no, I didn't bring sunscreen, because one of my dorm mates, who's also basically my best friend, is allergic to sunscreen, so we all agreed that we would just share his invisible zinc, because we didn't want to make him explode like a pufferfish. actually, I made a joke with a couple of my friends about that. Like a teacher who I had to tell the teachers this, and a teacher who always forgot about this stuff and all that. I made a joke to him. He's like, the teacher's gonna like have sunscreen on. She's gonna slap him on the back when he goes swimming, and he's just gonna explode. Like all the organs are just gonna explode outwards, and the teacher's gonna get arrested and go to prison for life. And then another prisoner comes in and it's like, "What are you in for?" And I'm like, and she's like, "Well, I exploded a kid with sunscreen." And the prisoner's just gonna not ask how that happened and keep safe distance away from her for the rest of the time they are there, which is probably life as well. But yeah, we had this here, and we were given the bad news. The bad news is that my dormitory didn't have a bathroom, and I was gonna be bottom bunking with the air. Now, bottom bunk isn't actually that bad. I quite liked it because it would mean I could easily make the bed, and the aircon was pretty bad. 34 degrees outside, and the aircon's bad. Oh yeah, we haven't even gotten into the worst part. The worst part is actually no, the second worst part. The worst part is we're not allowed to enter our dorm until like 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when like it hits peak 37 degrees, maybe 37, 36. And I don't know the exact temperature. I know it was in the 30s. But all I can say is just it was really, really hot. And after hearing that, me and my friends were like, well, we're gonna ride our wheels now. I was trying to think of a joke, and that's all that came up. Oh yeah, the worst part, I forgot to say, was I was in the dorm house, Heron, which I've got to say was probably the worst dorm house. And the people in front of us, who had their like free dormitories, and the back dormitories were like the principal who came down with us, were also like, just like, you know those like high school movies and that, or high school and college movies where like there's parties 24/7 and like everyone's getting drunk and high. Yeah, just except for we're not getting. No, we are getting high. We're getting high of like what, like the sour powders that come out of like the Sour Patch Kids. We're gonna snort that up like cocaine, and then we're getting like drunk off of orange juice. Yeah, that was basically it. And so to the left, oh yeah, I'm in the middle dormitory with two of my best friends, and we were like a group of three, so we didn't really have anyone else in the room to bother us. And so, you know, middle dormitory sucks. Like, because you're not like the people to the right or the left who only have to deal with the people to the right, which was us, and we were the quiet ones. And we had to deal with both sides and the back as well. And oh my god, I want to die after experiencing that first night. The first night was so dumb. It's just like, shut up. The walls were so thin. Like, I'm not even joking. Imagine, like those glasses, like, the shot glasses, and like the little rims there. I mean, that's how thick the walls were, basically. Like, I know I'm exaggerating there, but it's basically like that. Except for glass is probably does a better job at keeping the sound out than literally like paving and all that. Like, so we could hear everyone, and it was really, really bad. And we got no sleep for that night. Well, we got some sleep, but we ended up... Actually, I'm gonna save this story about that night for last point. Like, once we start into the next area. Next day. And so, the first activity of my group, I was in group 3 of 4 with both my friends. Our first activity was the Flying Fox, which actually is very cool because the wind blows against you. It's cold air. That's why bikers always have to wear very heavy things, even though they're like riding into the desert in movies, because the air flows into you at an extremely fast pace to the point where it's really cold. And that is really good for like a day that was basically 35 degrees Celsius. Oh, so that's basically a standard day in Australia, if you ask me, but it's also still a pretty hot day. Was the other groups, like, there was a group behind us who went mountain bike riding, and then a group to the, like, who was, like, to the right of us. Like, group 2 went mountain bike riding, group 4 or 1 went rope climbing, and I think another group went on a scavenger hunt, so I think we got the best out of that. And then, we did it for a bit. We got 3 turns each, so, you know, like an hour, like 3 turns. Oh, I forgot. Before we did the, our group activities and got into groups, we did, like, these, how do I call them? Like, friendship, like, games, and, like, luck games. Like, one was, like, how long we could run screaming without taking oxygen in, which was, like, I think a kid passed out. That's a joke, right? We would never pass out. We're smart over here in Australia, but, you know, it's just an exaggeration, like I always do. The next game was we had to line up in like an alphabetical order of birthdays without talking to anyone. So basically we had to do hand signals, and, you know, the 2 people who messed up, they would have to straight up do a punishment, but the fact is I failed pretty badly there because the other person said in, like, hand signals, I was born on the 4th of this month, and I'm like, I was born in so and so of this month, which I was higher than them, so I fought, and then it turned out they were, like, on the 29th of that month, which was pretty stupid, and they didn't even have to do the punishment either, which was a pretty embarrassing dance. I want to die. And after that, I think it was like a rock, paper, scissors, and actually I think after it was like a line, like a conga line, rock, paper, scissors, where the loser would have to get behind the winner or the winner's line and yell out their name every, like, second. And then, like, when it would come down to the last of it, it would be really intense, apparently, by everyone else except for me and my friends. Apparently it was so intense, right, that there was lightning, it was a stormy night, and there was a murderer there, apparently. That's how everyone was acting. And then after that, it was some kind of, like, strength test where the winners were basically the guys who beat the crap out of the other ones. I'm not even joking. That is literally what it was. It was basically a just a Sunday. It's just like a Sunday night at the bar. Saturday, Sunday night, the bar mates. It's in, like, a bar fight breaks out. Oh yeah, this is actually a map of the place. So these activities were happening over here, and my group activity was here, and my dorm was in the, like, top here, in the middle. Oh crap. Was it in the top of the heron cabin there? And, like, it was really, really bad. Like, it was good, but it was also really, really bad sometimes. Oh yeah, the night times, like, after all of our activities and dinner, it was really, really fun, I've gotta say. Man, it was just the craziest times, because, there were people doing pranks on each other, like, every single night. And that, anyways. So after, doing our Flying Fox experience, oh yeah, the winner of the, hold up. The winner of the, no, I don't want to do this. No, not this and not that. And, like, the winner was clearly me. Alright. Like, I mean, clearly me. What am I looking at? With my magnificent muscles, I won. Actually, I did beat a teacher to the ground and a couple other students. Shh, we don't talk about that. So after all of this, we did the Flying Fox. We got 3 turns each. We had to do like 45 minutes of safety and like 15 minutes of doing all the Flying Fox stuff. And after that, we were finally led into our dormitories and had lunch. Oh yeah, that morning I bought a cake for me and my dorm mates. So we had cake for lunch with like whatever the school was serving. But we had like cake for dessert lunch after lunch. Ah, my hand's straining for some reason. Then after that we went mountain bike riding, which there's this little area up here where they test us against like the mountain terrain. Like apparently, although I like flew half the time, I was apparently allowed to go mountain bike riding, and it was really beautiful at one point because we actually got to see the sunset over the ocean because we were right next to the ocean, or the river in my area, of course. Just a sound plane going out from my house. And then after that, we came back. We had dinner. Oh yeah, apparently some girl in my group like went through a fence after hitting a tree and basically broke her leg. She didn't break her leg, because I saw it. She didn't break her leg, but she severely injured it and was unable to really walk without some of her friends' help. So feels bad, man. Afterwards we had like a diary they gave us to write down the experience of the day, and then they made us make kites. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep these like photos up for like the scenario that we're in, if you don't mind. And you know, it was really good. It was like couscous, chicken. I forgot. The dinner was like couscous, chicken, salad, and it was really well done. And then afterwards, they made us write in the diaries about the day and what we liked the most about it. Then they made us do like an activity where we made a kite, and it was really windy outside, so it was really worth it. Me and my friend had a lot of fun doing it because we ended up crashing the kite into a couple heads here and there. Not in our heads, by the way, just other people's heads. And we also later that night made a bomber plane out of the kites that we had like little pebbles on, and then we just dropped them on other people. Now that we're in the dormitory pictures, this here was a picture of where I was sleeping. It has a really high window. Not a high window. What am I talking about? Like a high roof. Like, so you know in normal places like the roof's flat. No, it was like a triangle. But like the triangle was really high. Like you see here, like you would see like this box here would be like the roof. No, it went up like 3 times the height of this area. Oh yeah. And oh yeah, I should tell you where we were sleeping too. Because in this scenario, a joke me and my friends made was how hard the floors were. My friend jumped from this little piece of the ladder there, and he basically broke his foot on the ground when he jumped from it. It was that rough. Like, he didn't break his foot, but it hurt to jump. So this was my friend who is allergic to sunscreen, and he will basically explode if you touch him. His bed was. My other friend's bed, Mr. Ghosty Ghost's bed, and me, that's my bed. And during the night, we were talking to each other, we were having some lollies, because, you know, we thugs. Oh yeah, Afterwards we had, after the dinner, I'm so sorry for like backtracking on this a lot. We had like 30 or 20 minutes, I can't remember, to 30 minutes to hang outside and hang out with each other, where I went to a friend's dorm who was across the way, like the middle of Parrot, like bottom Parrot. Oh yeah, there's some pretty funny stories too. And I went over their place, and they were like saying, "Hey everyone, let's have a party," where I started the thing of like going like party, and then like repeating it, and then everyone just started going like party, and I'm like, what the fuck have I done? What the? Oh no, sorry. Don't demonetize me. Don't demonetize me. I meant frick. And he was so. I actually should have taken some photos and put them on the video. And some videos about my school camp didn't allow me to take my phone, so that was pretty depressing. So I would have shown you my dorm and some of the funny stuff that happened. And damn, do I still have the sheet so I can like remember half the stuff I did? Who cares? So basically, we had 30 minutes to mess around. Me and my friends did some pranks. A bunch of people did some pranks. A bunch of people didn't do a pranks on me, like especially me and my friends. They never did pranks on us, or to like prank us back or do anything like that, just because they knew we would chase them down and like beat them to a pulp. Like we wouldn't beat them to a pulp, but we'd be chasing them down and tackling them, and basically breaking some of their stuff and raiding them during the night if they did. And plus I had that reputation at my school. I had the reputation of someone who if you did mess with, I'd probably beat you up. Hope everyone guessed I'd beat you up. So no one just came after my dorm because they knew we'd probably do something in the middle of the night that scared the hell out of them. Oh, there's something in my teeth. Actually, no, this is my dormitory, isn't it? I actually think this is my dormitory. But I'm gonna keep it like this because this is like a lot better, in my opinion. Actually, wait, which dorm building? Wait. Oh, this isn't even like the right dorm building. We were over here and the Osprey dormitory is over there. Okay. Never mind. Alright, so we had a small dormitory. We didn't even have the Osprey dormitories, which were like the massive big building, because there was two, I just realized there was like 2 free schools hanging out here. Like with one of them being like a notorious high school of like some really bad stuff and all that. Right? Okay, no, this isn't my dormitory. So yeah, it was like really crowded at some points too, because I could see a bunch of schools from doing that. Alright, so after doing like a little pranks, we were told to like shut up and head to your dormitories. Yeah. Oh yeah, shutting up and going to our dormitories is pretty like it's not actually how they pronounced it. It's like, alright everyone, it's lights out. No, not lights out. It was like, alright everyone, we're gonna head to your dormitories for like 20 minutes, then lights out. I always locked the door. If someone I'd always tell my roommates, because I knew this would happen one day, and it did happen because one of us forgot to lock the doors when we were hanging out, and it ended up pretty badly with me actually pretty seriously hurting someone. That's not a joke too. That's not me like joking around. I actually did that. Confession time. I'm so sorry. Video apology video done. Apology video complete. And so like we always locked our doors. Like everyone had their doors unlocked except for us. Actually, I think some people also had their doors locked because they knew it would probably happen. Oh yeah, when we say they knew it would happen, we mean someone would basically break into your place. Oh yeah, when we like even during lights out, I knew a bunch of people who didn't even lock their doors either. And that's actually how stuff kind of happened. It never really happened at night. It more of happened like during the day, but because we were allowed to roam and there was teachers like patrolling the area, and there was a teacher in like every little block area. Originally, actually, except for my dorm, like I think my entire dorm should be happy. Parrot, quail, kestrel, cockatoo, all had teachers that were ready. Heron was originally my dorm room was like supposed to be guarded by a teacher, but I think someone convinced someone to not put the teacher in there. So Heron is basically like that political juice. You want to like watch some of his new video. You want to watch this like new dormitory video when he was talking about how he was in college. I think it's new. I can't remember. It's a 2-hour and like 40-minute video if you want to watch and sit through all of that. But he was talking about like how his dormitory was the one that no one was able to like control, and it was really hardcore, or with like doing stupid things and all that. That was basically Heron. That was basically the Heron dorm. Like the Heron dorm was straight up crazy. Because I heard like a bunch of knocking, like I heard people bang themselves against the walls and all that kind of stuff. I knew there was a bunch of people in my dorm house who snuck their phones in. Actually, I think every room except for mine someone snuck their phone in, because you could tell. And I actually think someone the dormitory behind us snuck a laptop in, and with like a portable charger and batteries and that, because there was no outlets in the dorm rooms. So you couldn't charge your phone anywhere in there to keep it secret that you had your phone. So people bought their own like batteries and chargers, like wireless chargers, just to make sure their phones and laptops that they snuck in was charged. Oh my god, only if like the last night they went through our personal things. Okay, we're not going to talk about that yet. And so like you could, and I think someone even brought a speaker in at one point. Like Heron. Alright, so you see this like area here that says Avery Dormitories? That was where the teachers were sitting. I don't know how they heard this, but there was like a speaker playing loud music. Like not too loud, but if you're in the Heron dormitory, you could definitely hear it. I don't know which dormitory it came from. I believe it came from the one behind us, because they were also watching a movie on a laptop last night. On the night. I too, and staying up all night. But they were playing music and it was impossible to sleep. They only stopped like around like 1 o'clock when me and Sunscreen Explodatory Boy went to sleep, and apparently from the other friend who was staying in this bed here, they apparently continued later that night as well. But me and Explodatory Boy thing, Bob, fell asleep and fell right through it and slept right through it, and he found it kind of hard to sleep that night because he was full of energy, because like although the teacher said we would be experiencing like extreme lacks of energy because of how active the activities were. Like let's say let's say probably like the rope climb and the mountain bike in the same day, on the second day, where we would also go kayaking and building rafts to go into the river. If we did that, or if someone did that, which I know it never happened during their time there, I bet that would have like gotten people tired. But all the other activities, even if it was like one extreme activity and then like one light activity with kayaking and raft building, would still not really get get us tired because we were because like they had us ready up all of our energies and all that, and we were like doing a bunch of stuff at night too because we were expecting like a bunch of energy, eat like withdrawal, so we would take in like a bunch of sweets and that apparently from some other people. And my group was it was very strange. Because even though my group didn't really do any of that stuff, we still weren't tired ever. And it really didn't affect us that much. But it was just like, huh. And that's why everyone was like up to like the teachers stayed up to like 3 a.m. on most nights because of this thing. They realized on like the second day, like the second morning, because they were waking up at like 6:30, so they were getting 2.5 hours of sleep basically. They weren't waking us up. We were waking ourselves up at like 6:30 in the morning because we had to get breakfast, brush our teeth, take morning showers, take a morning poop, all that kind of stuff. For like 6:30, and then have breakfast at I forgot to tell the story before. I should tell Liam's night story before this happens. And you know, the people to our right. Oh yeah, this was on Kane Storm. If you remember who Kane is from my old videos, you'd have to be an OG who's still loyal to this channel, even though I don't post ever, or to know who Kane is. But Kane was in the dormitory to the right with a couple of the friends I knew as well. They were these guys. I would call them acquaintances, not friends, because of some of the stuff they would do, but and how they'd act. So, you know, but they were the only people we could get like showers, brush our teeth, and go to the bathroom there. Like there were bathrooms on campus, but you know, all the way over here, like this entire area that they own, from like here to like here to this end of here, and all that is like 30 acres, I would say. And just going like from here to here was like, actually I'd have to say that's like 4 or so acres we'd have to go to just to go to the bathroom. And there were and it was just a public bathroom that anyone could use, even like the outside people too. Like this was a main reason on the last night we got really scared for some reason. I got really pissed off because we thought because the gates were basically always open just because of these bathrooms. And that just because of these bathrooms, the gate were always open. There were showers, toilets, sinks, anything someone would need to use, and they left the gate open just because of that. You own a private like campsite with kids, right? With the only protection is the fence, and it's here, and here, going up to here. That is our only protection. And you leave the gate open all night for any sicko to go through. That was my big complaint, because I felt like, because actually the first night when me and my friends were went out to go to the bathroom, we could still kind of see this office because the light stayed open to make sure like there's shifts, guards on shifts and that, or like people on shift. We could see that the fact that the gate was always open during this time, and it was just kind of like, actually it was mostly open most of the time, but like after like a certain time I think they'd close. I'd say they're always open, but not always. Like during the day when there's multiple people there, they have the gate closed and only open for like people who really need to use the bathroom. But like during the night it's like slightly open for like people and like pedestrians to go through, and then they close it off. So you know, like it's just like leaving the gate open during the night for like anyone to come in to these things. Like I know the office is here and they can still actually no, the tennis court, the record. It's basically a hill, so you can't. So if like they wanted to go to here, they could like I could bet you they could probably just do this and head right into our dormitories. This is why I always told my friends to lock the door no matter what. Unless we were all out, because another stupid thing that happened is we were never given our keys to the dormitories. We were like, no matter what, we were never given keys to the dormitories. They were trusted by the teachers and the teachers only. And for some reason, like, it's a bit stupid because sometimes kids would accidentally lock themselves out by mistake. And they'd have to ask the teachers, like, why don't you just give us the keys to, like, our dormitory and our dormitory only? It would prevent all of this hassle. So I'm just eating a lolly right now. Anyway, so, it kind of scared us, on the third night, but, oh yeah, so on the first night, there was so much noise, we were trying, like, the people in my dorm, like my dorm specifically, were like going around the front of our dorm area, like knocking on the doors secretly, and telling like secret passwords to get in so the teachers couldn't hear us and see us. Because no one really cared about like the front of Parrot and the front of Heron. Right, the only person there was a sports teacher that was right here in that area who was keeping watch on everyone. But other than that, there was no teacher in our dormitory. And that there was like a principal and the sports teacher here. Oh yeah. Like, I mean, I know they're girls and all, but come on, why'd you have to give them like a room? There was a group of free people. That's a little bit of a lot. Right, in my dormitory, we didn't have a bathroom. We didn't have a refrigerator to keep my cake in, because we still had plenty of my cake left. My cake got like destroyed because we didn't have anywhere to put them, except for the shells. But the shells would get cramped. Like half this time, like our stuff was on the floor because of how bad it was. We didn't even have a seat. Like the only seats we had were our beds and the floor, and whatever object we could put our buttocks on, no matter how painful they were. And all I could imagine this entire time was just like, how lucky are they? They get an entire. This thing was luxurious. At the dormitory they had, it was just like, even the cabinets had like little doors on them so nothing would fall out. Like my dorm didn't even have that. Like, I mean, you could I understand they're girls, and I know girls have a different puberty than guys, but that require a little bit extra. But come on, all they need is the bathroom. You don't have to give them a fridge and all that kind of stuff. Seriously, there was a fridge in their dormitory. It really annoys me. They didn't even put anything in the fridge, and I had a cake that literally melted because it didn't have anywhere. Like the frosting and all the other stuff melted and ruined the cake because I didn't have anywhere cold to pull it. And they had a fridge that they didn't even use. Gah! Come on, people. Like, seriously. There's a kid with a cake. Anyway, so, during the night, we were checking out all the, front dormitories, because they couldn't see us and hear us from here. And, we were talking to, Kane and his little friends there. His little friends. No, his, friends there. And, like, some of the boys over here. Oh yeah, there's a Jake kid over there, because I think some of his username nowadays is on, like, Daily Dose of Vodka. All that. That's his username apparently nowadays. He's been in my comments a couple times. Go check him out if he has any videos. I don't know. Over here, and we could even sneak out over here and ask them. Oh yeah, there was also another kid who I was two kids I was friends with. There's 3 kids. No, I think there was like 2 or 3 kids in one dorm. Over here, we could still ask them, and like, I mean, peripheral vision, like, they could still see us, but they didn't even bother with us, I don't think. And we asked everyone there who was making all the noise, because I think these guys could also hear too. It was that loud, but these people who were close, and the teachers who were closer to us, didn't even hear it. I don't know why they couldn't, but I figured out that like Jake and the 3 kids over here could also still hear what was going on, like in the back area of our dormitory. Oh yeah, we were the good kids, by the way. Like, the 2 dormitories here and the 3 dormitories in the front of Heron never snuck anything in, like anything contrabandish in. Like, they never snuck in like electronics or anything like that, right? But the complete back of Heron, someone snuck in a speaker, an iPhone, I'm gonna guess, because I know the people in the back had an iPhone. One of them owned an iPhone. And a laptop. Seriously? What is going on? Blasphemy. And we realized that it was the people in the back of us and not the front. Alright, and we couldn't do anything about it. The only way we'd be able to ask them is to go around here and only ask these people. We can't ask these people or these people. And those, like the last 2 people I just mentioned, like the 2 dormitories I just mentioned, those were the ones we actually suspected were to be the actual people who snuck the stuff in. And so there'd be no point. Then we headed back into our dorm, locked up the door. Half an hour later, we get a knock on our door. Right, you're on school camp. Someone knocks at your door. It's like 10 o'clock at night. 10:30, 10 o'clock at night. Right? You know teachers don't really go to sleep till like 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning. Right? And you've just been out trying to figure out who's been causing all the noise in your dormitory. In an area where the teachers could see you. What do, huh? You open the door, that's what you do. Expecting a teacher, and what do we expect? What do we get? The kids from the dorm right next to us, alright? Kane. It wasn't Kane, it was, R and P. I'm gonna call them because that's the first letter of their name. He came up to our door. And they said, oh no, it's just the people behind us when, like, we came up with that, like, half an hour ago. And lo and behold, from the Quail dormitory, a teacher was walking and saw us. Us talking. Came up to us, ran to us, basically. Yelled at us. Like, why yell, actually, too? Why yell? It's like 10 or 10:30 o'clock. Like 10 o'clock or 10:30. 30 at night. Right, why would you yell? That's the question I'm asking. Why yell? And then she yelled and woke up everyone who was asleep. And like, we were expecting a teacher, not a bunch of kids. Not who, like, probably already knew we figured out who was causing all the noise. Oh yeah, we had windows too that we could see through. But I mean, what's the point of like checking your window if you already expect it to be a teacher? It's like, what's the point? Just go check it. Like I did mention earlier on in the video that like the doors open, like the little gates open around this time for like staff to go out and like some public to use the bathrooms and all that. Alright, so maybe you should check if it's like a complete weirdo out front of your door. But come on, if a complete weirdo went into an area where the teachers could see them, why would the teachers not stop them from being there? right? It just seems like being a bad teacher. Especially when we have to sign a like they have to like be the ones who are being the guardians of us, right? Like they have no choice but to be there and stop them if they see them. Which in our case they would have. No doubt about it. They would have seen a creep standing out front of our door. So we expect it's a teacher. We open the door. It's just a bunch of kids. It's telling us, oh, it's the people behind us, which we already know. A teacher comes by from Quail, the dormitories, yells at us, wakes everyone up. We head back into our dormitory, our dorm room, and don't go to sleep for another 3 hours, because stopping kids who were trying to figure out who's causing all the noise is more important than stopping the noise. And I mean, come on, even like from the standing, like the people behind us were still making noise. Like you could hear it even if you opened the door and you were just there. Right? So there's no point for them not like go to the dormitory behind us and start yelling. Right? Anyways, 3 hours later, we go to sleep. One kid, a normal kid most of the time, stays up all night because the people behind us is pulling on Netflix and chill. And we get up the next morning at like 6:30, 6:40. Hell, I think I woke up at like 7 o'clock when like breakfast starts. I brush my teeth, I don't even think I took a shower because I was in a rush. I took my morning poop, I got dressed, and I entered the cafeteria slightly late, but apparently all my friends were late too. What do I see? Half the class in their pajamas. Like, it's just, I'm in the cafeteria right here. I come in, I open up the door expecting normal civilization, and I see someone wearing a rainbow unicorn onesie. Oh hey, that was the exact onesie. Right there. I see someone wearing this. Actually, I see 3 people wearing that. And I question, how did I get here? How did I end up in this year level with all these people? Like, it looks like someone took an acid trip and put it on a unicorn and then put it on a onesie and then gave it to 3 different girls and had a bunch of people wearing rainbows. With like the one kid, like the 3 kids, the 4 kids who were like who were ready to go do the activities. Like they were in their everyday clothes and that they were ready to go do some activities. Then you just see a bunch of rainbows and like onesies and that. I'm like, you kidding me, mate? Absolute mahogany, if you know that reference. Mahogany. Breakfast was like supposed to be pancakes and waffles, but instead we got cereal because there was a miscommunication with the order. And instead of having like cereal, I had like an apple. Oh boy, I can't wait to go swimming, kayaking, and building rafts today. Hey, I better have a really good breakfast. Oh yeah, really good and feeling breakfast of waffles and all that. Okay, I'm just gonna have to have an apple then. Oh, I had to actually have 2 because I knew I'd probably be worn out by kayaking, which, to be honest, I really wasn't. I do a lot of kayaking outside of school and all that, so YouTube. And it was child's play. We didn't even go 200 meters. yours, and we were already at the location. We're gonna like play a couple games at with the kayaks, and that was it. It's just what? This is kayaking? Like everyone thought? So cool, and I'm like, yeah, so cool. And once we head back, we do some couple more games, and then we go to raft building. We get to ask a guy a question about how to do the knots, because we had like 2 planks, free planks, free floaters, and 9 pieces of rope, and we had to make a raft. And we asked the guy a question because we're only allowed 1 question for this instruction for the activity. So we asked him how to do the knot because we already understood how to make the raft. And he told us how to do a knot for it. A really good knot. The best knot we could probably do for it. And we got that done pretty fast. Faster than the others. Suck it. You guys suck. If you're watching this, we did it faster. Boom. Hits dab. Hits the fattest stab you've ever seen. I just realized I've probably been recording for nearly like 25 minutes. Now I could be watching more Political Juice's story about dormitories and his first year there. But here I am making a video. Be grateful, guys. Be grateful. But in the end, it's kind of like a deadline. I mean, it's been like, what, a month or so I probably should make a video. Alright, this is going to be one really long video because there's so many stories I'd probably have to talk about. And talking about camp would be a bit of a doozy, so I'm going to make a long video for this one. Anyway, so we just get done building the kayak. There's a couple activities, right? You know. Oh, and the funny part is that we were missing a member in our activity group, so we managed to let's just say we kidnapped someone and put him on our group. It totally wasn't a teacher that we ended up getting soaked because we torture our kidnappees, our hostages. And we did a couple games there and there. We headed back up to camp after all. We were wearing cheap shoes that we did. I should talk about this I'll talk about it in a future video. But we did a performance live on stage, and we bought really cheap shoes, and that's what we were wearing into the river. And they cut our feet so bad. Like, once we got these wet, we were told to keep them, but once you got them wet, they were so sharp you couldn't wear them. If I'm like seriously, I had a couple of cuts on my leg because I was wearing these shoes. They were so sharp once you got them wet, and they were extremely painful. So I ended up getting into thongs with another kid. Not a couple, not that kind of couple either. Sick guys. And we headed back up to camp, which wasn't too far from the river. And what is it? I think we have afternoon tea or something. I don't know. And I think we just chill out for a bit. Yeah, I think that's basically just what we do. We just chill out, we hang out, we mess around until dinner. Oh yeah, this was like 3 a.m. when we got back. So we messed around for like 6 or 7. I can't remember when dinner was. I think it was 6. So we were messing around for like 3 hours straight. That's enough time to go and drive and set up my camp. Not me driving like my parents driving, but because I can't drive yet. And then like me setting up my camp. And that's basically how long it takes to go camping. And then it's just messing around. We did a bunch of stuff, a bunch of pranks, a bunch of jokes, a bunch of people getting really, really pissed off about the pranks. I'm actually not even joking. There was a girl who was so pissed about a prank. Like, she was in this, like, dorm right here, and she got so pissed about how many people were pranking her. Like, she got so mad, she started, like, threatening us. And, like, I was pranking another person with a friend of mine, and she walked out of her dormitory and saw us and started threatening on us because of it. And I was like to her, "Why? Listen, we got a dip because we just pranked. Right? Talk to us over there, right? Right? So we can't talk." And she was like, "No, I'm gonna talk right here." And we just dipped, and she was chasing us. And then once we did stop because we were safe, she just started yelling at us. It was really, really fun. And because I really, really like pissing people off, because they always act really, really funny. Like, they always have a really, really funny act, and they're really mad. I always like it, like to watch it. Hell, even I even love when I get pissed, because I act really, really stupid. And when I look back on it, I laugh, because it's some of the funniest experiences ever I have in my life. Is usually because it's like I really pissed. Good times. And she got really pissed and started threatening us, and we were like, yeah, that's not gonna, like, it's gonna maybe stop us, but, you know, there's like, what, 61 other people? No, 60 other people who will do it? And you're not gonna really, like, do anything just by telling off one group of people. And we ended up convincing her by saying, hey, this isn't really gonna do much. Right, everyone's just avoiding you. That's basically it. We're not pranking you, just, like, and the people who, like, we do prank are, like, completely okay with it. Like, they get mad and annoyed, but then afterwards they start laughing about it. You're the only one who's, like, even your roommates are actually laughing about this experience. Like, just chill out. We're gonna avoid you because of this. Right? It's just a funny joke. You need to stop being so serious. And because of that, we were able to convince her not to tell on us, because I know I would have been locked in my dormitory if she did. Right? Oh yeah. Later, there's like, this is why I always tell my friends, as long as there's one of us there, lock the damn door. Like, just chill out in the dormitory, right? We'll take shifts or not. But the one time we don't do that, someone tries to break in and succeeds. Luckily, we come back. And, you know, we convince one of them to get out. And I convinced another one. This was the earlier part of the story when I said I really, really hurt someone. Because, you know how, like, water, and that when you add it to things, it makes it heavier. So if someone, like, throws something full of water, like a water bottle, at you, it hurts a lot more than if it was just empty. Yeah, I had a full bottle. It wasn't a metal bottle. It was like, still plastic. It was plastic, but it still really, really hurts. It's a thick plastic, and it's heavy because of the water. And I masterly throw. And with my master throw at, like, a meter ahead of me, the bottle goes like 2 km an hour and like slams into the kid's back, and he's extremely hurt because of it. And I realized I just fricked up. YouTube, sorry. And it was just like, oh no, he's gonna tell, because this kid has no control over himself, like, at all, no matter what. He's kind of like that Bruce Stu kid, Michael, from the YouTube channel Bruce Stu, who always tells on you no matter what. You can't convince him. Right, I have to convince a teacher later on, which somehow I successfully do. Like, seriously, I just threw a bottle, like a really heavy bottle, with the intention to harm the kid. And my mind was going stupid at the time, and I was like, you know, you yeet the bottle at him. and somehow I managed to convince the teacher that it was an accident. Yet everyone who saw it was like would realize, yeah, that wasn't an accident, that was purpose. But my stupid brain will, but because I'm a stupid, but it's an accident now. Oh man, I feel really bad. I said sorry to the kids so many times because of it. And then it's just like he was cool afterwards. He was cool about it. Like during the moment, like during the heat of the moment, he was really, really pissed about it. Like I don't know how much he could act pissed when he's screaming in agony. But he was really, really mad. And so after that, it's dinner. And then dinner is just the same as like the night before. It's okay food. It's not the best food, but it's okay. Right, I grow veggies, so I could tell the food. A lot of the food was like the veggies were frozen, but the beef was store bought, like most beef is nowadays. And so it's just straight up. It's not bad frozen food, but it doesn't taste as good as fresh food. And so after this, I actually made a joke to the teacher. I was like, this is frozen, right? And the teacher just looks at me. He's just like, accept it as food, mate. Man, just accept it as food. Oh yeah, there was a rule that we weren't allowed to bother the teachers when they were eating unless it was serious. And I bothered them when they were eating just to say the food was frozen. Man. Oh, on that night, me and Mr. Sunscreen Explosive Boy played the game Who Can Spot the Microwave. It was really, really fun. We didn't spot the microwave, but we knew there was a microwave somewhere hidden back there. And it's just straight up. Yeah, that was really fun. And then I think at this rate, like there's if I could find the paper and like put a picture on the screen right now, there'll probably be a text if I found it, or if I don't. And if I don't find it, I probably won't put a text on there. But if there's like a text on the screen, it means I found it. And maybe if I have the ability to transfer the files, I probably will put it on the screen right now. Right, maybe I put it on the screen, maybe I didn't, who knows. But on the screen, there's a piece of paper that says any physical harm to students or annoyance of the teachers will not be tolerated. And I literally did both of that in like the span of a couple hours. Of course, I have clearly shown the fact that sometimes I act really, really stupid and I can't control myself most of the time in class. So I think I may or may not have got an excuse there by the teachers apparently to avoid that rule, because it was clear that I acted stupid like on the first one, but on the second one that was my true intention. All that. So oh yeah, if I did that I would have been sent home, and I even asked to be sent home at one point because it was actually starting to get boring and my dorm mates were starting to get a little pissy because my dorm room was like, the dorm house itself was so bad. Like everyone there was like complete jerks. And on the second night we weren't even allowed to enter like any bathrooms whatsoever to shower, poop, brush our teeth and all that. Like, I'm not even joking. We went around the entire place here, and I can't even go here either, because this is a girls only area. And like I said, that Jake kid, Daily Dose of Vodka, please subscribe to him. He's a really nice guy. He actually let us use the bathroom from no matter what his dorm mates were saying. And that's how we went through the night. Because Jake, I know you're watching this, Jake, and if you somehow make it to this part, thank you for what you did. Oh yeah, apparently Jake threw another party that night. Like, these aren't even like real parties. Like, the dormitories as we see are like really small. Like, they have like in front here, they have like twice the size of this photos room right here, in front of like my dormitory, and then like this side here, and then like and then the other twice the size is the bathroom. Oh yeah, and the bathrooms are really, really scary. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, they had these kind of doors sometimes. Not even those kind of doors. So you saw like at the bottom there, they have like these little like vent areas. These connected the bathrooms, these doors, except for the vent areas were all across here, right? And I didn't even realize it, like, at first, because I couldn't hear. But, so, I forgot to mention this one thing, is that, these sides, like, everything here is, like, boy, girl. So, up here, like, the front of Heron and the bottom of Parrot were boy. But the front of Heron and the back of Heron was boy, then girl. And I didn't realize this at first, but on the third morning, I was taking a shower in like Kane's room, and then I went out and I was like, I wonder if these are connected or it's just like a storeroom. And I say hello, and I didn't even realize it. I scared the crap out of a girl who was taking a shower and thought someone was peeping on her, like a guy was peeping on her, and she was really scared. And I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I didn't realize these doors could be, were connected. Because the doors were connected to each room, and everyone could hear you on the other side. So I didn't even realize there was a girl taking a shower in the next room. And I just said, like, hello, and scared the crap out of her, thinking that I was peeping on her, and it was just really, really creepy. So she got done with her shower, I got done with mine, and I apologized immensely to her in person about that, and she realized what had happened, and she forgave me. She was a cool one, right? Like, unlike some of the other girls in my class, right, who don't even realize a single thing about the scenario that happens. Right, she realized and she forgave me, so that was pretty cool. And on this fateful afternoon, we go down to the river to go swimming. There was like the last couple of activities, which I'm not going to explain. Oh yeah, this was my second favorite night. The first night was my favorite out of all of them. The third night was my least favorite, I would say. Because it was such a pain. Alright, so after doing our daily activities, we head down to the river and go swimming in turns. We also buy ice cream. I didn't buy ice cream because, I kind of just want to wait I didn't want like the ice cream to take up my turn to go swimming. I really love swimming. I mean, more than ice cream, so, I didn't buy ice cream with the money I brought down with me. And I go for a swim, right, with the rest of my group, the rest of the two groups that were with me. My group, and then group 4, so group 3 and group 4, and then it was group 1 and group 2 first. Group 3 and 4 would go buy ice creams, most likely. And then they would switch, and then it would switch around. And then after that, we had a choice of going down the sandbank, the sandbar, which I didn't do, but apparently there were like 2 dead fish that apparently were called Bob and Bob, apparently by some of the girls. And that was pretty neat, apparently. And someone took a photo, and these were like I don't know, these were like flathead fish. Here, I'll show you. These were on like flathead. I don't think... No. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah, it was like one of these, but smaller, because we have them smaller here, for here in Odyssey, sometimes. But, they were like smaller versions of this fish. Ish. And like, it was basically like the head and the skeleton remains of the body. Alright, so, there was just these two small flat heads right next to each other, like skeleton and then head. And they apparently, there's a photo. I don't know why they took a photo of it, but they took a photo and put it on like our graduation ceremony when like we were showing off pictures of camp. And it was just weird that was there. But I chose with the other two friends of mine that I wanted to go diving off the jumping off of the pier instead. And apparently my group of friends got to go first. And like the other 4 people that were with me, Jake, Sunscreen Explode Face, Ace Normal Boy, and one of Jake's friends, were deciding to go. And I looked at Mr. Burns and I'm like, may I go? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. And I was the first one to jump in, and it was really, really fun. Cause like I started running, and I'm like, yep, I'm gonna be the first one. I jump in, and everyone just looks at me. And then straight up, everyone just looks at me, and then like the other guys just start going in randomly because of my leading by example quality. And we did a couple of turns. I was the first one to finish because I was the first one to go in. We weren't allowed to do flips after a kid nearly cracked his head doing a backflip off to the pier. Here, so I lost interest and finished up quick. And a group went in, and a kid went in forgetting that he had thongs on, and he wasn't even an experienced swimmer either. Deep with thongs on, lack of experience of swimming, and he basically sinks to, and like the rest of the guys that were in his group jump in after him. I wanted to jump in too, but I was told by the teachers no one was allowed to jump in except for that group because they jumped in right after him. And then the bronze medallion sports teacher comes in like right after like the group of kids come in. So he comes in late, forcing the kids to do all of this, and then they get one of the kids grab his pair of thongs and drag him back to shore. And because I already finished mine and all that, and I went and made sure that on the beach I could get him back to the beach safely because I'm experienced at making sure that people get back to safety in water. I've had to do it on my cousin when they nearly drowned. I had to make sure that they got back because they were unexperienced. And I just kept an eye on him the entire time because I knew if he was really, really scared because of that happening and all that. But basically, after everyone else did their turns, one kid was inexperienced, and after showing it clearly, he was kicked out of swimming, and one kid nearly drowned. And there was I, who wanted to help the kid who nearly drowned, and I also helped the kid who was inexperienced get back to shore safely. I was told to go help him. Yay. But I wasn't told to help the guy who was drowning. No. And I was finished already. And then everyone else starts finishing up because they're on their third turn now. And they finish up. We head back to our dorm. We take a photo on the way there. And we kind of just head back. Just do all of that stuff. And we head back, we do what we want. We take a photo, take a couple of photos. And we head up the camp. We go for a swim in the pool here. There's shade guards here. We're going for a swim. One of the girls didn't really want to go for a swim, but I managed to convince her to go for a swim because she was inexperienced, but she was also experienced enough to actually swim, unlike the other kid. She liked to swim. Like, she swam basically from here to here and stayed in this area, whilst the experienced swimmers and all that, basically everyone who was confident enough to swim, went on the deep end, started doing dives off the deep end. It was like 3 meters deep off the deep end, so it was pretty cool. You know, we stayed there for an hour. we hit up to here, you know, we're messing around over here. And I'm in my Bavers, right? And I'm not in my, like, Speedos and that, so I'm not in my stretchy stuff. Right? I'm wearing, like my standard swimwear. Alright? And I'm messing around. I'm messing around with, like, some friends and that. And I realized something later. Like, I tried to jump up on a log. And that's when I hear it. Rip! No one else had realized it yet, but it was a rip, like, right between, like, the left part of my leg, all the way up to my crotch. And because I'm in my swimwear, I don't personally like to wear underwear. And basically what that means, which I think you all know means, is that, you know, I had to quick and sneakily get to my dormitory, get all my clothes, grab a new pair of clothes, go for a shower in the dorm over, because they were out messing around, so basically when they were doing that I was allowed to go in still. Then head out, realize this was the funny part. I grabbed 2 pairs of underwears instead of an underwear, a shirt, and a pair of shorts. And I'm not the kind of person who likes waving my underwear around in public. So I put the towel around my like the lower side of my body, around my legs and all that, to prevent my underwear from being shown, because I don't wear boxers, I wear briefs. So that's pretty embarrassing nowadays, apparently. And I go outside, right, and there's a bunch of girls just out there messing around with the guys. They look at me and they're like, ew, because they don't expect me to be wearing underwear underneath. They think I'm actually just completely naked underneath there. And then they run off, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Frick. It was really like, well, damn, boy. Well, apparently I be thick with 5 C's. Apparently, if that meme's still relevant. I head back in, my friends come in, and we're wondering why the girls are running from the thing and saying Shane's completely naked. I'm in my shorts now that I just picked up. And they're asking me, was I completely naked out there running around? And I'm like, no, I was in my shirt. And I accidentally grabbed 2 pairs of underwear when I was going to the shower instead of grabbing a pair of shorts and an underwear. And they both know that I don't like showing my underwear around either. Or so, like, and then they realize, oh wait, no, you just had your towel around your waist with your shirt above. Because you don't like showing your underwear. Okay, understandable. And then a little bit afterwards, Jake comes out. He's got like no shirt on. He's got a towel around his waist, and I'm still thinking he's got underwear on. But he has his door open. Like, everyone's looking at him. He's messing around, and one of his doormates bump into him. He drops his towel, and we all realize, oh crap, he's completely naked underneath. Man, only if the girls were here now. No, I don't wish that upon anyone to see. He closes the door instantly, picks up his towel, and the window was still open, and we could see while someone was closing it, he just smacked his roommate across the face. It was really funny. Okay, so nightfall rolls around. We're doing pranks here and there. We head to dinner. Dinner last night is Mad Mexican, because why not? Tacos, you know, that kind of stuff. I really like tacos, they're really good. And all that. There's a bunch of spices in that everyone put in. I like spices, but you know, these were like everyone like was completely forgetting the label of like what kind of spices they were. These were like extreme spices. Like they weren't like medium, small amount of spice, not too much, just a good flavor. Because that's what I like. I don't like the spice overpowering the food. Like, I will have, like, medium, like a really hot spice. Like, not too hot, but a hot spice. If I really just feel like having spice on my meal instead of tasting the actual food. But if I really want to have this food, I'd probably put a small amount of spice on. But there was none of that there, so I just skipped out. Because I really like the taste of tacos, but I also like the taste of tacos with a small amount of spice. Because it feels nice and tingly. And then a bunch of kids grab like the hottest thing and like dare me to drink some of this. And I'm like, you guys are the idiots, the biggest idiots in the world. Like, This stuff was like Hot Ones, the Last Dab version. If you ever watch Hot Ones, and when they ask a bunch of questions whilst eating like hot spicy chicken wings to like celebrities in it, it's like the last one, like Hot Ones, where they have to put a little dab on it, otherwise they die because of how bad it is. Just to eat. And like they pour a bunch of it on their tacos. Like even the tacos are overflowing with it, and they eat it. And then I watch them slowly turn to white. And then Thanos snaps, and they turn to dust with crappy CGI. And forever gone, we shall not forget their stupidity. Anyways, we were kept in for a while because it was quiz night. And, so after that, it was basically just chill out, you know, quiz night. We didn't get through all the quizzes because it was getting really late. So we head back. They didn't say goodnight to us, and that's when we were thinking, why didn't they say goodnight? It's probably a mistake they made. We say goodnight, we open our dorms, and this is why I want my dorm locked at all times. Alright? This was what I meant earlier in the video when I said, this is why you don't keep the gate open at most times, because there could be a creep that comes into our dorms and messes them up. Every dormitory was wrecked. Right, and like every day, my dormitory got the cleanest dormitory award. Right, we had the cleanest dormitory out of all of them. We won the award at the end of the camp experience and all that. And you know, it really annoys us when we find out the real truth about it. Right? We find out after getting really mad, because we just went into the river swimming and my clothes aren't completely dry yet. There was a bunch of my swimwear was just all in my bag of dry clothes, and all my clothes from today, these pajamas, to tomorrow's clothing is soaked, and it really annoys the hell out of me. Right, because I just went through a lot of trouble trying to hang them up. I'm not even joking. My normal friend, like the guy who sleeps here, the normal one, is just straight up missing stuff. Like they took a bunch of stuff from him and he never saw them again. Like they gave it back to him, but one of them was still missing and he never saw it again. Which was pretty bad because it was like a towel he had to use. It was his only towel he had on him, except for the one that was there at the dormitory and what we had. So this was really bad because he had to still go in and out of the showers, dorm to dorm, to take showers, and he can't just run naked. He has to have his towel with him to wrap it around him, or just bring clothes. But the dormitories are the Heron dormitories are prone for people to steal your clothes and hide them. So you end up just having to take your towel or your clothes into the showers, and when you're in the showers, your clothes get soaked. So everyone just kind of prefers to take a towel in. It's just really annoying that his towel just went missing. And once we find out that the teachers were the one who made them wreck, everyone was in uproar. There was a lot of F-bombs, B-bombs. Oh yeah, BS bombs. S-bombs, C-bombs to the teachers. Like, I'm not even joking, a C-bomb was just thrown right in front of the teacher, like a really loud C-bomb. Oh yeah, if you don't know what I mean, YouTube, please don't demonetize this video, although I don't even get monetization. Right, the F-bomb. BS bomb. the S-bomb and the C-bomb that was thrown right in front of intent to the teacher, set right in front and directed towards them. Frick, bullcrap, crap, and, well, because I'm Aussie, I can say this, cunt. There was a bunch of words that were thrown around on that on that fateful night. Okay, God is punishing me for typing those words. And we now have to clean up the entire room. And one of the teachers sorry for me and my friend, because I still have to wear a bunch of this wet stuff. Like, it's nighttime, so the clothes won't dry in time. And the teacher just feels really sorry for me and my normal friend, because his towel went missing, and his towel costed a little bit of money. He put a good towel in, and it was like $15. So she felt pretty bad. Oh yeah, I'm not even joking too. This bunk bed here, it was flipped across the room. They didn't even help us there. We had to lift and clean up everything except for maybe our clothes and that, because the teacher felt so bad she hanged up with our clothes that we had hanging, whilst we literally lifted the beds and all that. Alright? And, after that we were really mad. We started talking about how bad the teachers were for that night, once we were going to sleep. When we finally go to sleep, we were all pretty mad the next morning. We eat our final breakfast. We get really mad at the teachers again. Oh yeah, I say something pretty mean to the teachers that night as well. Not swearing and all that, but that's kind of a personal thing between me and the teacher. Right? Really personal. Because this teacher's been doing a lot of stupid stuff that year and all that, so it was kind of more of a personal thing. And, it's just straight up, I say something pretty mean to him, and it ends up just, really, really hurting his feelings, and he starts crying and all that. He just heads out, goes to sleep. We are really angry at the teachers the next morning as well, and the teachers are actually starting to fear that we're gonna still be pretty mad by the end of the year. Because apparently, some of the other people also lost a bunch of their stuff too that the teachers couldn't give back for some reason, and they lost a bunch of stuff. And overall, there was $100 lost. $100 just went down the drain because of this. You can come here on your own risk, but you most likely will lose a bunch of your stuff. Off on that last night. Anyways, next morning we have breakfast. We sort some things out. We take a ceremony here. As it's the last day, and we head out after packing all of our stuff. It's pretty neato. We head back to school, and we exit the bus, and everyone starts yelling, "Party! Party! Party!" I just realized I've been recording this video for nearly an hour. This video is going to be an hour long. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to cut it down because I feel like the entire story is pretty nice to talk about. And everyone's wondering, and everyone's asking how good of a time it was, and everyone's saying, yeah, it was a really good time, because the one bet the one deal we had with the teachers was that we weren't allowed to say anything to the year 5s, 4s, or 3s, 2s, or 1s about the last night, about what happens on the last night, because it would ruin the entire experience for them. We have the entire school gathering around asking us questions about how the last night was, and we were really tempted to say. Everyone was being the teachers were being jerks to us, and they ruined our entire dormitories, all our dormitories. We were really, really tempted because they actually were really, really annoying that night. And our parents are waiting because we don't really want to sit around that much longer. And I head home with my dad. My mom's at work still. And, I head home. I get greeted by my little doggo. And I come to my room, I sit down, and I write the script for this video. I'm joking. I don't have a script. This is literally all unscripted. It comes to my mind. I say it. But yeah, that was my entire camp experience for my school. I know this video is a long one for a video and not a stream, but personally, I like a full quality video instead of like a really low quality stream. Oh yeah, that's my dorm house right there too. And the teachers were sitting right on that grass spot. Man, it reminds me of camp. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about how high the roofs were. Because I mean, the door should be like slightly above it should be the roof, but look how high the roofs are. At the top of that roof there, that was how high our roofs were in the dormitory. Look how luxury this looks. They even got a pool there. Man. It's not hot, never hot. Memories. Man, I feel bad for these poor kids. It's always hot over here, and they have to sit out here. Oh, this is the Heron cabin right here. This is my cabin right here. My little dormitory. Why do I keep saying cabin? But yeah, these kids are really, really unlucky. Like, they don't even get to sit underneath a tree. One of the activities were archery there. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the experience. Let's take one last look at my dormitory before I sign off. I'm sorry this was a long one. I'm not going to cut it down. You can watch the entire thing if you want to. Or you could skip to the end. Who knows? Alright then, how about this? Tell me, what was the last food of the last night, right? I'm not going to say the timeline of what the last night was, but what was the last meal on the night, right? On the final third night, right? If you can tell me what the meal is, I know you watched for the entire video. Alright, this is Vulcan Gaming. I'm signing off, and I'll see y'all next time.